Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to Minecraft, where this time we'll be checking out the Block Launchers mod, which allows you to do things like this. Absolute creeper annihilation. Let's see if I can get them all destroyed before we move on. There we go. Alright, well, now that I've hopefully piqued your interest, why don't we get into the mod? Let me dispose of this and we'll get back to it in a little bit, but we'll start off with the basic crafting recipes. So, first off, we've got the block launching part. Super generic name, but I suppose it gets the point across. This is the crafting recipe for it, and it's used in the creation of all the different guns. Despite the name of the mod, it's not just launchers, there's also guns. Well, I guess technically they're all launching blocks, but you get the point. I think of launchers going with TNT. So, anyway, first off, we've got the basic block rifle. This is the crafting recipe for it. It requires the block launching part right there in the center. And this just does your basic firing. So it's going to use blocks like wood and dirt. I don't know the full firing recipe for all of the different guns, but there we go. Let's just fire some off. And as far as the way it chooses the ammo, I believe it chooses whatever is closest to it in our inventory. So right now it's closest to wood, but if we swap it with the dirt, for example, it'll start shooting the dirt. Now there's some weird tie-breaking rules to where if it's like right in the middle of a couple blocks, I don't know exactly how it chooses which one to shoot, because I've seen it go on both the left and the right depending upon what blocks you have. So, but anyway, for the most part, it just shoots whatever is closest to it in the inventory. And obviously, you can shoot whatever mobs you want and do some damage. There we go. And the higher tier the block, the more damage it'll do. So get wrecked, creeper. And come on, there we go, boom. And a little bit more knockback with the wood as opposed to the dirt. As you can see, it slides along the ground for a little bit until freezing in place. And I'm really bad at aim, apparently. God dang it, there we go, get wrecked. Okay, so that's a demo of the basic block rifle. Let's move along into the next one, which I believe is the block cannon. Here we go. Crafting recipe for it as follows, and let's grab one off the wall here. So this one has a charge up to it, and it'll fire heavier tier blocks like stone and obsidian. So let's put down a creeper here, charge it on up, and one hit, one kill. That knockback, huh? All right, here we go. Let's do it one more. We can do it with smaller charge up just so you can see the difference. Launches a little bit less, and there we go. Finish him off for the kill. All right, so that's the launcher right there. Again, obsidian works too, and the higher tier the block, the more damage it's gonna do. Let's clear up some inventory space here. Next up, we've got the shot block, which is what I used over at the start, except this is the basic version of it. This is the crafting recipe for it. And let's grab it off the wall once again. So this one shoots blocks like wood and dirt, similar to the rifle, except as you'd expect from a shotgun, it shoots multiple at one time. So there we go. Creeper is fairly easily destroyed. Now, I should mention, if you're in survival mode, it's going to use the ammo that you have as far as the blocks go. So it's going to take something like, I think it takes 6 per shot. I guess we can switch on over into survival just to test that for certain. And nope, don't do it. There we go. It uses 8 actually. And did I take him out with the fall damage? I think I did. So it takes 8 per with the shotgun. There's a mod that we'll get to further on. Well, it's a mod within the mod, a gun mod within the mod that allows it to fire a full stack at once. But we'll get to that in just a few minutes. So that's the shot block. Not the shotgun, you know, it's clever, it's punny. All right, so next up we've got the block thrower, which it doesn't just, it's a flamethrower. So it doesn't just throw blocks. We've already got that going on. It's a flamethrower. So anyway, let's grab it. It's going to use flammable blocks. This is the crafting recipe for it right here. Obviously, we got some flint and steel. That's very important when it comes to flame throwing. And I accidentally got rid of my creeper spawn egg in survival there, so let's spawn another and just fire everywhere. Just basically, it just makes fire. That's what this one does. And the creeper is dead, and there's just, hold on, let's click and hold. I'm gonna get far enough away and just light everything on fire. Yep, there we go. All right, so that's the block thrower. It throws blocks and also a substantial amount of fire, and of course it would start snowing. What are you talking about? There's no toggle downfall W. That is That is indeed correct. I made a typo. Okie dokie, so that's the block thrower. Let's move on into the regular old TNT cannon, which has this crafting recipe. And, well, it's TNT cannon. I think you probably realize what it does, though it does need some TNT ammo. So let's grab some of that. We right click and it shoots some TNT. It has the normal fuse countdown timer and no charge up on the release. You just right click and it goes and it blows because I'm good at rhyming. Okay, there we go. And kaboom. There we are. And then it can also do a little bit of damage when it's actually sliding along the ground, as you could probably see there. And kaboom, kaboom. He's still alive, even after the TNT combo. Okay, well maybe countdowns aren't your thing. You don't want to wait for the TNT to actually blow up. Well, you're in luck. We have the Tnt Launcher. So let's grab that, clear up some inventory space as well. Tnt Launcher is crafted like so, again with the basic gun block launcher thingamadoohickey, super generic piece name. So this automatically blows up upon impact. There we go. And we can also charge it up if we want to, fire it further away, but regardless, it's going to explode on impact. There's a bit more of a cooldown in between your ability, in between you being able to fire rounds. But it is somewhat convenient that you can just explode on impact. And the creeper is still all right. Okay, man, there we go. Jeez. That guy's resilient. Let's do one more. One more, just for good measure. And take him out. There we go. Woo! And he's still alive. This dude. These creepers. Get out of here. Okay. So that's it for the basic guns, but we've got some modifiers that we can apply. And my favorite being the, oops, I accidentally took out some of my crafting recipe here by accident. Let's fix that real quick. Whoops. Hold on. Let's get a frame. I may have accidentally exploded something a little bit too close. Whoops. Dangerous. There we go. Completed that. All right. So first and foremost, we've got the sticky gun variation. So you may have noticed how the blocks sort of slide along the ground as per the block rifle, for example, with the sticky gun. And I've just got a tab here, which you get with Creative, which gives you all the different variations. So with the sticky one, it just immediately sticks the block to whatever it's being shot at, as opposed to it being impacted by gravity. So the difference is, here we go. That's the generic block rifle, which sort of slides along the ground a little bit. And then we've got the sticky one, which right here just immediately sticks. Switch back to morning time. So that's that. I mean, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy there, and you can apply that modifier to any of the weapons you so desire. But let's move into the one that is my personal favorite, which is the Bouncy Modifier, which is what you saw I used over there in the beginning. That was the Bouncy Shotgun. I mean, it's great on every single weapon. So let's just grab, I don't know, we'll grab the Bouncy Tnt Cannon, because that's great. So once again, you just put your gun in here, surround it by some slime balls, and out comes the bouncy gun. So I put signs in rather than the gun because it works for all the different guns. So here we go, Bouncy Tnt Cannon. Whee! The fuse still applies. So I mean, you get a little bit of bounciness, and then it finally explodes. The only gun that the bouncy really doesn't work for is the Tnt Launcher with no cooldown, because despite the fact that you can make a bouncy one, it just explodes immediately anyway. So not really much of a point to it. The entities cannot actually impact in the air. That's something I was trying to do. I was like, oh, maybe I can hit another projectile midair and cause them to bounce a whole bunch. Doesn't work, unfortunately. Maybe, I don't know if that's even a possible thing to do, but there's that. And then once again, you gotta just pull out the shotgun and give that a few more demos, because it's great. You can just bounce it straight up and down if we want to. And, you know, take out some creepers. If we want, we could just do a repeat of our initial demo, because it can't hurt. It's always entertaining to watch. All right, I'm so sorry, creepers, but it's for science. You're about to get completely annihilated, but actually maybe not. I mean, all the wood blocks that are in there may create an interesting dynamic. So let's get the let's make sure it's using the wood. because it's a little more highly powerful. Oh, well, actually, nope. I don't know why it's choosing the dirt over the wood. Like I said, it has some weird rules. Just as a general one, it seems to choose whatever is closest to it in your inventory. But I guess it doesn't work all the time. Anyway, it took out most of the creepers anyway, so not a big deal. There we go. And I'm just completely littering the area. Anyway, so next up, I was going to get ahead of myself and show the next mod for the shotgun, but we'll get to that in just a second. So if you want to be able to use the TNT gun, but not damage your environment, you can surround it with feathers like this. Either TNT gun works. So we can get the Harmless Tnt Cannon as well as the Harmless Tnt Launcher, and if we fire them, it won't actually break any blocks when it blows up. So here we go. Same with the TNT Launcher. Boom. I'm even so confident in it, I'll fire it. Oops. I didn't think it would do that. Okay. Apparently it destroys item frames. Yep. Good to know. I probably should have tested that at a time, but at least, hey, you remember the crafting recipes, right? That was just, I look like an idiot now. Okie dokie. All right, well, anyway, that's the quote-unquote harmless launcher. Not entirely harmless, apparently. So finally, we've got the super shot block, which is the generic shotgun surrounded with some iron, and then you've got your super shot block, which fires an entire stack of blocks all at once. Here we go. Whee! So, and I just managed to take out a few item frames as well in the process of doing that. Yep, there we go. If you want to spam your landscape with stuff, that's one way to do it. It's when you're using the super shot block, the spread is wild, so it's much less accurate. Blocks go all over the place, as you can tell. But hey, you're firing a whole stack at once, so I guess we could let's go into survival here and do one final shot. Let's go. Game mode and survival, and you'll notice all my wood should disappear instantaneously, and it's gone. Okay, so there we are. All right, well that's just about it for the block launchers mod. So I guess on that note, I hope that you have enjoyed. If you have, a rating would be very much appreciated. And yeah, I guess on that note, I will leave you with some creepers dying. All right, I'll see you guys next time.